The night had started like any other, though I had spent weeks preparing for it. Every detail had been carefully planned. Dinner reservations at the perfect place, an outfit I knew she'd love, the right music to set the mood. Everything was meant to be perfect. It was our anniversary, and I wanted to make it special. What I didn't know was that it would be the night everything fell apart. Maya had been my girlfriend for 2 years. We met in college, and from the moment we started talking, something just clicked. She was beautiful, intelligent, and confident, with a way of making life feel effortless. For the first time in a long time, I felt like I had found someone I could trust, someone who understood me completely. I was ready to spend my life with her. That evening, when we arrived at the restaurant, everything felt right. We laughed, joked, and reminisced about the memories we had created together. The day we met, the road trip that brought us closer, the quiet nights spent talking about the future. The conversation flowed easily, but beneath it all, something felt different. Subtle, but there. A shift in the way she looked at me, in the way she smiled. It wasn't as warm, as full of love as it used to be. I brushed it off, convincing myself it was just stress from work or school. After dinner, we decided to take a walk through the nearby park. The air was crisp, the stars scattered across the sky, and the soft glow of city lights painted everything in a golden hue. Maya was quiet, but I didn't press her. Maybe she was just tired. We reached a bench by the lake, and I sat down first, pulling her gently into my arms. Pressing a kiss to the top of her head, I held her close, but something was missing. The spark, the unspoken electricity that used to pass between us. It was gone. She shifted slightly, her body tense against mine. I felt her eyes scanning the park, as if searching for something, or someone. "What's wrong, Maya?" I asked softly, tucking a loose strand of hair behind her ear. She hesitated before pulling away, just enough to look at me. There was something unreadable in her eyes. "You know, I've been thinking," she said, her voice quieter than usual. "Maybe we're just not right for each other." The words hit me like a sudden gust of wind, knocking the breath from my lungs. I frowned, searching her face for an explanation. "What do you mean?" She sighed, shaking her head as if she wasn't even sure herself. "I don't know. Sometimes things just don't feel the same anymore." I sat up straighter, my heart beginning to race. "Are you?" My voice caught in my throat. "Are you breaking up with me?" Maya didn't answer right away. And in that silence, something inside me twisted painfully. "I don't know," she admitted finally. "I don't want to hurt you. But maybe we need some space." My mind spun. Just hours ago, we were talking about our future, about everything we wanted to build together. And now she was telling me we needed space? It didn't make sense. Before I could say anything else, her phone buzzed against the bench beside her. Instinctively, she grabbed it, glancing at the screen for a fleeting second before locking it quickly, as if afraid I had seen. But I had. A name had flashed across the screen. Adam. My stomach dropped. I said nothing at first, but the way her hands trembled as she placed the phone back in her purse told me everything I needed to know. A cold feeling crept into my chest. "Maya," I said, my voice tightening. "Is there something you need to tell me?" She looked away, guilt flickering in her expression. It was the first honest emotion I had seen from her all night. "I didn't want to hurt you," she whispered. "But Adam and I, we've been talking. We've been seeing each other again." The ground beneath me might as well have disappeared. My body felt weightless, numb, detached from reality. "We've been seeing each other for a while now," she continued, her voice small, apologetic. "I didn't know how to tell you. I didn't want to lose you, but I didn't want to keep hiding it either." The words barely registered. "You've been cheating on me," I murmured, more to myself than to her. "With him." She swallowed, averting her gaze. "How long?" I forced the question out, though I wasn't sure I wanted to hear the answer. Her hesitation was brief, but enough to confirm the worst. "A few months." Her voice was barely above a whisper. At first, it was just emotional, but then things got complicated. "We kissed, Anne." She didn't finish. She didn't have to. The air felt thick, suffocating. The person I had trusted the most, the person I had pictured a future with, had been lying to me. And for what? For him? The same man who had broken her heart before? The one she swore she was over? I forced myself to my feet, my movements sharp, rigid. I had to get away from her, away from the weight of her betrayal pressing down on my chest. "Maya," I said, my voice raw. "I gave you everything." She looked like she wanted to speak, but I didn't give her the chance. "You need to leave." Her eyes widened. "What?" "I'm done." My voice was colder than I had ever heard it. You made your choice. And it wasn't me. I turned and walked away, my steps fast and unrelenting. She called my name, but I didn't stop. I couldn't. Not after everything. I didn't know where I was going, only that I needed to put as much distance as possible between myself and her. Eventually, I reached my car, started the engine, and drove. I didn't care where. I just needed to escape. Hours passed. I ended up at a small, dimly lit bar on the outskirts of town, drowning in whiskey and regret. I didn't think about Maya. I didn't think about Adam. I just let the alcohol blur the sharp edges of my pain. When I woke the next morning, my head pounded, my body aching from exhaustion. But nothing hurt more than the memory of last night. And then I checked my phone. 32 missed calls from Maya. The screen glowed in the dim light of my car, illuminating the 32 missed calls from Maya. My finger hovered over the notifications, my stomach twisting with a sick feeling. What did she want now? After everything she had done, after tearing apart everything we had built, what could she possibly have to say? For a long moment, I just stared at my phone, debating whether I should call her back. A part of me already knew what she would say. She wasn't going to apologize, not in the way that mattered. She wasn't going to take full responsibility. No, she was going to tell me she regretted it, that it was a mistake, that she wanted another chance. But the truth was, her choices had already spoken for her. And yet, I couldn't stop myself from wondering, was there something more? Had I missed something? With a deep breath, I tapped the call button. The line rang 3 times before she picked up. Hey! Maya's voice was quiet, hesitant, like she had just woken up. Silence stretched between us. I let it linger, unsure of what I even wanted from this conversation. But I had to hear her say it. I needed to know why, even if it wouldn't change anything. Why did you cheat on me, Maya? My voice was calm, but there was an edge to it, a weight I couldn't hide. Why didn't you tell me sooner? She hesitated, and I could almost hear the war in her mind, the way she struggled to find the right words. I don't know, Jake, she finally said, her voice breaking slightly. I didn't mean for it to happen. Not like that. I never planned for it. I closed my eyes, exhaling sharply. So you didn't plan for it, I said, my tone sharper than before. But it still happened. Her breath hitched. It's not like that. I didn't want to hurt you. You have to believe me. I could almost picture her, sitting in her room, her fingers gripping the phone, searching for an excuse. Anything to make herself feel less guilty. But Adam, she continued, her voice barely above a whisper, he's always been there. Even when we weren't together. We just reconnected. It felt comfortable. Familiar. She paused. And I made a mistake. A huge one. A bitter laugh escaped me before I could stop it. Comfortable and familiar? I repeated, anger bubbling beneath my skin. So that's it? That's what I was to you. Just something you could toss aside whenever something comfortable and familiar came back into your life. No, she said quickly. That's not what I meant. I wasn't trying to replace you. But you did. My voice was quieter now, but it held more weight than ever. You replaced me, Maya. And you were just going to keep both of us around, weren't you? Her silence was answer enough. I'm sorry, she whispered. I never meant for it to go this far. I thought I could handle it, that maybe it was just a phase. But then everything became so complicated. Complicated? I repeated, shaking my head. No, it wasn't complicated. You had a choice. And you chose him. You're still choosing him. I made a mistake, she said again, desperation creeping into her voice. And I regret it. I know I can't undo what happened, but please don't just shut me out. I gripped the phone tighter, swallowing down the lump in my throat. Every part of me wanted to yell, to scream, to release all the pain she had caused. But I wouldn't give her that satisfaction. I wouldn't let her see me broken. You know what I don't understand, Maya? I said finally, my voice steady, almost cold. I don't understand how you could do this to me and still expect me to come back like nothing happened. You and I, what we had, it doesn't just disappear. But you, my breath caught for a second before I pushed through. You tore it down. And now you want me to act like everything's fine because you're sorry. I'm not asking you to forgive me right away, she said quickly. I don't expect you to. Her voice cracked. Jake, I love you. I've always loved you. I made a terrible decision, and I'm so sorry. I shut my eyes, trying to block out the memory of that night. The way she looked at me when she told me she had been seeing Adam again, the guilt flickering in her eyes, the way she had scanned the park as if searching for something, someone. It wasn't just the betrayal that hurt. It was the fact that she had kept me in the dark for months, pretending, lying. That, more than anything, was what I couldn't forgive. I don't think I can do this anymore, Maya. My voice was quiet, but firm. You crossed a line I can't come back from. There was a long pause. When she finally spoke, her voice was barely a whisper. Jake, please. I'll do anything. Just don't leave me. I could hear the tears in her voice now. I know I messed up. I know I don't deserve it, but please. I love you. Please don't walk away. I pressed my fingers against my temple, feeling the weight of it all pressing down on me. You can't keep me around just because you're sorry, Maya, I said finally. You don't get to expect me to be your safety net while you figure out your mess. I'm not. Yes, you are. My voice was sharp now. And I'm not doing it anymore. She didn't speak. The silence between us felt suffocating. And then, faint but unmistakable, I heard a voice in the background. A man's voice. It was muffled, unclear, but I didn't need to hear the full conversation to understand what was happening. He was there. Adam was with her. The realization hit me like a punch to the gut. I went completely still. My heart pounded so loudly it drowned out everything else. Is he there? My voice was dangerously quiet, trembling with something between fury and devastation. Jake, I don't. I cut her off, my voice hard and final. I don't need to hear any more lies. And then, without another word, I ended the call. I didn't look back. I couldn't. I had to let go, even if it was killing me inside. For what felt like hours, I sat in my car, staring blankly ahead, my mind a storm of emotions. Everything I had built my future on had shattered in the span of one night. The love I had fought for, trusted in, believed in, it was gone. And not just because she cheated, but because she had never truly chosen me in the first place. I had loved her. I had trusted her. And she had thrown it all away. As the first hints of sunrise painted the horizon, casting a soft golden glow over the city, I let out a slow, steady breath. My phone buzzed again in my pocket. Another call from Maya. This time, I didn't even look at the screen. I wasn't going to be her second choice. I wasn't going to spend another moment being someone's backup plan. It was over. And this time I was walking away for good.